Nigerian growth has been driven by two pillars, and this is true of many African countries in the last decade that was called Decade of Africa Rising. The first was rising commodity prices, and the second was rising domestic debt that went into consumption. So real wages basically kept increasing. We got to a point in 2011, I always say, where with oil price at $110 a barrel, we were spending 80% of government revenue on personnel costs. I mean, this is not new. This is something that I said as governor of Central Bank. I said it was unsustainable. I said it was a problem, and nobody listened. Now, that model has reached the limit of its capacity. There's a limit to how much you can borrow and spend. Okay, now you're spending 40% of your revenues on debt service. You can't borrow anymore, even on domestic debt. Okay, there is a limit to how much you can tax people in order to make up for that. So you're left with these two options. One option is to sell down some assets in a manner that does not hurt your strategic interest. So sell down some oil assets, sell down some refineries, sell down some of the assets owned by the government in a transparent manner that gives you value. You can even have options to buy back later, or you can have golden shares, but basically raise revenue, raise money for Forex that way. And secondly, do what I've said, which is actually ask what are the kind of incentives that you need to offer to private investors. And here I don't make a distinction between Nigerians and non-Nigerians. Frankly, I don't care about the nationality of the person who owns the dollars, if the dollars are going to come in. So the instinct of fiscal authorities at this time is increase taxes, get rid of incentives, because you want to improve government revenue. Now, at this point, it's extremely important to look at the numbers. If you increase the tax rate, or if you remove certain incentives that have been given to private investment, how much are you going to raise? How many power plants will that build you? How many kilometers of road will you get? How many airports would you get for that money? 20, 30 billion, 40 billion, I don't know. On the other hand, if you decided to forego some of that income in the form of incentives, how much can you attract in private sector investment into those areas? Now, my sense is that you need to get away from a mindset where government raises money to build the roads, raises money to invest in agriculture, raises money to build airports, to a mindset where the government says, what kind of environment can I create? What kind of incentives can I create to allow private sector people to come and build this for us?